Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's 9:17. Brain fitness strategies can help children and adults reboot their brain. One of the biggest benefits is for kids who've got temper tantrums. So we're happy to have Susan Phariss of Brain Fitness Strategies, also Gretchen Mosley, a client who found some much-needed help for her son. And we're going to hear from her coming up in a few moments. First, though, appreciate you coming in. You were just here in January.
I was. I loved it.
Well, you've helped Clint, so obviously people can be helped.
Yes.
No, just a little bit on the light side here. But we were talking about temper tantrums, and you were telling me that really there's 3 myths when it comes to tantrums, correct?
And we're going to bust some myths.
All
Myth
right.
number 1, they need more discipline. Did that work?
No.
No. They need more love and nurturing. These kids typically have a retained Moro Reflex that's actually causing the problem. So it's not about needing more discipline. That won't work.
Okay, so more discipline, myth blown away.
Doesn't work.
All right.
Myth number 2, it's a character flaw. Now, I know it makes perfect sense that you would think that, but these kids can't make that choice because they have this Moro Reflex that's causing the behavior, so they can't process emotions like other kids their age.
Yeah, so that ability to reason that out is not going to be
Not there.
Okay, all right. And then finally, myth number 1.
He'll outgrow it.
You know, I think we all think that, oh yeah, I know so-and-so, and they got at it by the time they were 8, 9 years old. So.
Well, if they're still having constant temper tantrums in elementary school, there's a really good chance that they have this retained Moro Reflex that's causing the behavior problems. With adults that have road rage and they can't keep their job and they may have to self-medicate, they didn't outgrow it. They probably have this retained Moro Reflex.
Okay.
So the Moro Reflex, if they have that, they'll have one or more of the following symptoms. They'll have hypersensitivity to light and sound and smell and touch. They'll have impaired balance and coordination, aggressive outbursts, don't adapt well to change, generally anxious and impulsive, which is a really good description of what Gretchen's been dealing with all this time.
Yeah, Gretchen, these are probably things and symptoms that you know all too well. You're saying you're watching in January and you saw Susan and you called, and what's happened in the last 2 or 3 months?
Well, we got in towards the end of March, and the first Gage, my little boy, he had temper tantrums every day, multiple times a day, and that first week we went 3 days in a row without a tantrum.
That's in the first week.
It was life-changing. And Gage, when you know, he doesn't like to be touched and he doesn't like to be cuddled very much. And we've been doing the therapy for about 2 months, and since then he will snuggle with me and he sleeps better. He still doesn't sleep by himself. We're working on that, but
you're talking about some major changes in just a short time.
Yes, it's been really life-changing, and what we're hoping is that with the continued therapy that
things will continue to get better.
That his learning difficulties will dissipate too.
All right, and unfortunately we're just about time, but if folks have got any questions, they want to know and experience the same thing Gretchen and her family has gone through, can they just call the number or email you, and is that easy?
If they'll contact me, I'll send them a free report that gives them a lot more information about this retained Moro Reflex and what they can do about it.
Awesome. All right. Well, very good. Thanks for coming, Susan. Good to see you, and congratulations. That's awesome, Gretchen. Good job. The Brain Fitness Strategies, you can contact Susan, 918-629-2689. You can also email her at susan@brainfitnessstrategies.com. You can also go online, brainfitnessstrategies.com.